Welcome everyone to this explainer. If you're a digital strategist or, really anyone responsible for a brand's digital presence right now, I know exactly how you're feeling. There's this very real, very palpable sense of panic in the air about brand visibility in this massive new era of AI search tools. Whether we're talking about ChatGPT, Claude, or Perplexity, you're probably wondering, is my brand even showing up? And more importantly, how on earth do I control it? Well, you are definitely in the right place because today we're going to break down exactly how you can secure your visibility in AI search. So this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Why is your perfectly optimized website, the one that's absolutely crushing it on traditional search engines, suddenly totally invisible to AI? We actually need to bust a massive myth right out of the gate here. It's this idea that AI search changes absolutely everything. The truth is, despite what your LinkedIn feed might be screaming at you all day, AI retrieval is not some mystical, brand new discipline. It's actually a stress test. It's a stress test of the technical SEO fundamentals and best practices that already exist. And today, we're going to look at exactly why that is and how you can pass that test. Here's a quick look at our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The AI search myth. 2. Crawlers and bot access. 3. JavaScript, the silent killer. 4. Clarity through structured data. 5. Entity consistency matters. And finally, 6. Verify, test, and repeat. Let's get right into it. Okay, Section 1, the AI search myth, old rules, new stakes. As our source so brilliantly puts it, AI retrieval isn't a new discipline. It's a stress test of technical SEO fundamentals. I really want that to reassure you. There is no great, locked-away secret to making sure your website is visible to AI. The websites that are struggling the most with AI visibility right now, they're usually affected by the exact same technical issues that have long dragged down their traditional search rankings. We just have a few additional, really critical checkboxes to review to ensure your site is technically sound. Moving on to Section 2, crawlers and bot access, getting through the door. Let's think of this entire process as the journey of a bot. And the very first fundamental hurdle is simply getting through the front door. The rise of AI assistants has massively expanded the whole crawler ecosystem. We aren't just dealing with Googlebot and Bingbot anymore, right? We now have OpenAI, Anthropic, and Perplexity all operating their own bots. Think of this crawler taxonomy kind of like a bouncer at an exclusive club. The modern AI crawler landscape doesn't just rely on a single bot per company. They use families of crawlers with entirely different purposes. For instance, Anthropic has ClaudeBot, which is a training bot. It crawls broadly just to build the model's overall knowledge. But then they have Claude SearchBot and Claude User. Now these are retrieval bots. They act like VIP browsers, fetching pages in real time the exact moment a user asks a question. You absolutely have to treat these bots differently at the door because they are there for entirely different reasons. And who exactly is the bouncer at your club? Well, it's your robots.txt file. This file is the absolute gatekeeper for AI crawlability. A huge problem right now is that a massive group of websites are blocking AI crawlers completely unintentionally. They're running robots.txt files that were written literally years ago. They might create a rule trying to block a training crawler so their content isn't absorbed for free, but then they inadvertently block the real-time retrieval bots too. And here is the truly scary part. The result is entirely invisible. You won't see a traditional search engine ranking drop. You'll just simply be absent from AI-driven answers when a user asks about you. You really must update your robots.txt to explicitly treat retrieval agents as first-class crawlers if you want to be discovered. All right, Section 3, JavaScript, the silent killer, also known as the rendering trap. 0. Allowing a crawler through the door is only step 1. Now it has to actually render your content. And 0 is the number of main AI crawlers that reliably render JavaScript. 0. This is the single most overlooked technical risk for AI visibility today. None of them reliably execute JS. They avoid it to reduce their costs, their latency, and their complexity. So what does this mean for you? It means any text, product details, critical metadata, or schema that you're injecting into the browser via JavaScript can be entirely invisible to AI systems. Just think about the stark difference between what users see and what AI sees. For humans, they get a beautiful, modern, single-page application, maybe built in React, fully rendered with rich, engaging content. It probably even performs incredibly well on Google because Googlebot can actually render client-side JavaScript. But for the AI crawler, it gets a near-blank HTML shell. Because the server only sent a shell and relied on JavaScript to populate the content leader, the AI bot, which doesn't run the JS, gets absolutely nothing. Client-side rendering is a fatal delivery method for your critical content in the AI era. So what's the actual fix here? You have to move to server-side rendering, or SSR, or use static site generation, SSG, for your most critical content. You absolutely must ensure that your initial HTML response contains your canonical text, your headings, and your structured data. Good old, tried and true basic HTML is your safest bet for making sure these AI systems can actually read your pages. Let's move to Section 4, Clarity through Structured Data, Understanding the Context. Okay, so the bot is through the door, and thanks to SSR, it can finally read your raw HTML. But we're not done yet. Now, the AI needs explicit meaning. Raw HTML is really just text. AI retrieval systems rely heavily on structured signals embedded within that HTML to truly understand the context of what they're looking at. Server-side schema.org markup removes all that ambiguity. It tells AI systems exactly what an entity is and how it relates to other things on the web. It provides explicit machine-readable signals, things like canonical names, prices, dates, authors, and product attributes. By serving this server-side, you guarantee that bots like GPT-bot or Perplexity-bot don't misinterpret your content, which allows them to confidently quote and summarize your pages. Next up, Section 5, Entity Consistency Matters, Identifying the Author. So we've achieved page-level clarity, right? But AI systems at places like Anthropic, OpenAI, and Microsoft don't just look at isolated pages. They maintain these massive internal entity layers that try to map out the entire world. And they need a consistent brand identity from you to do that effectively. Entity consistency means maintaining a single, unambiguous brand identity across the web to prevent fragmentation. If you've been in the SEO game a while, this totally mirrors the old NAP, name, address, phone number, consistency problem from local SEO, but now it is at a massive brand-wide scale. If your brand is listed as Acme on your website, Acme Co. in your schema, and Acme Inc. on your social profiles, you're creating entity fragmentation. You are literally confusing the AI. You need to ground your identity. You must audit your brand references across the web and standardize your spelling, your punctuation, and your legal name usage. But the most powerful fix here? Using same-as links within your structured data. You want to point these same-as links to canonical, authoritative external nodes, places like your Wikipedia page, your LinkedIn profile, or your Crunchbase listing. These act as grounding anchors. They help AI systems instantly collapse all those minor brand variations into one single, highly authoritative entity. Which brings us to Section 6, Verify, Test, and Repeat, Securing Your Visibility. Look, none of these incredible technical fixes matter one bit unless you can actually prove the AI crawler sees the final result. You have to build a repeatable verification phase. Step 1. Actively inspect your raw HTML before any JavaScript runs to make sure your critical copy and structured data are actually in there. Step 2. Test your access. Dig into your server logs to confirm that AI crawlers are successfully reaching your pages and getting good status codes back. Step 3. Validate your structured data using tools like the Schema Markup Validator or Google's Rich Results Test. And Step 4. Track your AI visibility completely separately from traditional rankings. Use a consistent set of prompts on these AI platforms over time to monitor exactly how your brand is being cited, looking for long-term patterns and factual accuracy. You need to share these 4 fundamentals with your development team immediately. These are what you need to survive the AI stress test. 1. Update your robots.txt to let those real-time retrieval bots in. 2. Stop relying on client-side JavaScript for your most critical content. 3. Serve your schema markup server-side so it's instantly readable. And 4. Maintain absolute brand entity consistency across the entire web. Take a mental screenshot of that checklist right now. And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate choice you have right now. Are you feeding AI systems the undeniable truth about your brand? Or are you leaving them to guess? Because let me tell you, if you hide your content behind JavaScript, block their retrieval bots, and fragment your brand identity, the AI is going to guess, and it will probably guess wrong. The stakes are simply too high for that. It's time to get your technical fundamentals in order. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go audit your site.